Today, guys, I'm going to be exposing a company called G2A, not GTA, G2A. So if you guys don't know what this company is, they have an app in the Play Store. I'm not sure if it's on iOS, it might be. They also have a website. So pretty much they're a host for a bunch of sellers. And you could buy codes and all that kind of stuff to games. Like there's Game Pass, there's Xbox Live, like they call it Core now. There's a bunch of stuff you guys can buy codes for, okay? Steam stuff and all kinds of games and DLCs, whatever, right? And what they do is that they sell it. They call sellers. They have sellers on G2A, and they actually sell it for a usually a cheaper price, and that's really it. So I've been buying from them. Maybe like 10 times. Again, it's not like G2A, it's just the sellers on G2A. There's many different sellers, okay? But I bought from maybe 15 different sellers. Never had a problem, okay? I've probably been using them for about over a year now, and I don't buy too much codes, but every month I probably buy one code per month. I would say 1 or 2 codes a month, and I never had a problem, okay? And then I actually go and I buy a code. It wasn't too much money. I mean, it was $10. But still, it's the principle, I guess, at this point. And not that I didn't know all this would conspire just for $10. If I knew this all was going to happen, where my account gets banned and all that or suspended, I would have obviously just let the $10 go because it's not worth all this, commotion. But I was in the right, okay? I paid for a code. I got scammed. Maybe it wasn't done on purpose. Maybe the code just I don't know. Maybe I don't know for sure. Okay, maybe the guy sent me a wrong code, or maybe sent me a code the wrong code by accident. I don't know the real case. All I know is that I got sent a code that did not work, and I have proof of everything. Okay, and I'm exposing G2A because they suspended. I'm the victim. I got scammed. And I reached out to the seller, tried to do the right thing, and the seller didn't respond. Again, I proof everything. I'm going to show you everything. And then since I got scammed and the code didn't work, and I reached out to the seller, he wasn't responding, I called my bank to dispute it, right? Okay, what did I do wrong? So no, I wake up, and then like a day or two later, my G2A account was suspended. And then I create a new account, and try to use that, and they suspend that account too. So I'm pretty much browser suspended or banned, or I don't know, maybe I want to say IP, I don't know, because I tried a different account with a different browser, right, and that works fine. So I can't use Chrome website, but I also tried a different payment method too, and that works. So maybe my payment method, if I use PayPal to pay, maybe that's also banned. I don't know. I don't really know the specifics. I really don't. But all I know is I had to go to like 30-40 minutes just to figure out how I can get the codes I want to still buy. And again, I'm the victim here, right? But I'm the one getting my account got suspended, banned because I got scammed. Well, pretty much because I disputed with my bank. Okay, we'll get into all that. So right here, I tried to redeem the code from my phone, okay, from the website, Xbox website, and it says that click the instructions. You might need to redeem this code on a different web page or device, blah blah. So it's not working, okay. So then I'm gonna try to redeem off my Xbox, because sometimes when you redeem off your Xbox, it gives you a direct error. So just showing you, this is the code I got. You can use it. I mean, it doesn't work. So I don't like it if you guys try to use it, but yeah, this is the code right here that I got. Okay, just to show you. And here's the error I got. You can even, here's the code. You can even double check that's the same exact code that I had before. But this is the code, and this is the exact error I got. The code hasn't been activated yet. Contact the seller to activate this code. So there you go. Wherever the error is, the error could be whatever. The point is, it's an error. The code did not work. Okay, so I paid for a code for something, and the code did not work. So as of right now, whether it's on purpose or accident, whatever, I got scammed. Okay, I paid for something, and I got a product, but it wasn't what I paid for, and the product didn't work, right? Same thing as me, buying a TV, and I get the TV, and I get a broken TV, it's kind of useless, whatever. So it's not working, okay? Also, I did take a picture of it on the day it happened. So I brought the code July 30th, I think, and then I didn't try redeeming it until August 7th. And also, just to let you guys know, it wasn't like, oh, maybe you already redeemed this code. No. First off, if you already redeemed the code, the error will come up and say, this code has already been redeemed, okay? So that's not the error at all. So this is proof that I didn't even redeem the code. Technically, nobody redeemed the code. It's just it's not an activated code. It's kind of like, I'm not sure 100% right, but I think this is the same error you would get if you steal like one of those like Game Pass or live cards from Xbox or Steam, whatever. Like you steal one of those cards from like a store, but you never paid for it. So like you still have it's the correct code, but has not been activated yet. So this is pretty much where we're getting at right now. So you see, never been activated, hasn't been used, but it's not working. And I have the website, I have emails that I purchased it and all that. Obviously, you can see, but I'm not gonna really show the emails. No point. But then so since the code didn't work, instead of me just call my bank and dispute it, which I had every right to do, I always try to work out with the seller merchant first before I call my bank. Okay, that's just how I am. I work at a bank, so that's just how I roll. I don't know. Again, if I call my bank and dispute it right away, I did nothing wrong. But it's always nice to try to work it out with the seller or merchant. So I did that. So I took me about 15 minutes to figure this out, but I finally figured out how I can reach out to the seller, which is Swift Unlock. And I sent him a message, and I said, "Hi, I brought a Xbox Game Pass key from you, and it says the code hasn't been activated yet. Contact the seller to activate the code." Okay. All right, so I'm on the website and to show you, so that's what I said. And then he said, "Can you send me the order number?" Okay, so I sent him the order number. Okay, and he says, "I will send you a message. I will send you messages in another conversation which is associated with this order." So this is BS right here. I have no clue what he's talking about. We are talking. This is linked to the transaction that I set up this not meeting, but I set up this conversation with the seller, this chat, and yet he's saying we're talking another conversation. There's no other conversation. Like this is the only conversation. Okay. I said, "What other conversation?" And I said, "Hello, where?" He then responded to me for over an hour now. And then he says, "The conversation associated with the order," which is this conversation. I don't know what he's talking about at this point. Anyway, the order status is showing charged back, and you left me a negative rating. I wonder why, dude. Your code didn't work. Like, what do you mean? You're not helping me out. You're not assisting me, and your code didn't work. Why would I leave you a positive rating? Oh, this guy was great. His code didn't work, and he didn't provide me any support. Wait, what? And then he says, "If you can change the order status, I would be more than happy to send you the refund. And please help change the negative rating. Thank you." And I said, "I don't know where that is." I'm talking about the chat. He's talking about this other chat that exists. I have no clue where it's at. And then I said, "Of course, I left the negative rating. You sent me a code that didn't work. I am honest about my ratings. I've used many people in G2A, and you are so far the only one who sent me a non-working code. I am very upset and annoyed." And then I said, I don't see how I can change the rating or order status, but if you send me a working code, then I'd be happy to. But I think I might get refunded, so I don't know what to do at this point. And then, and that's it. And they didn't respond to me at all, so I called my bank, I disputed it. And then that was August 8th. And then August 19th, so this guy had literally 11 days, never responded to me. So, 11 days is more time to respond to somebody when he was responding to me like every hour or two before, whatever. So then I contacted him, and this was like yesterday. Today's August 20th. So I contact him, and I say, "They suspended my account because of you." And right away he responds. He literally responded like 10 minutes later, 8 minutes later. So this guy was just ignoring my messages. He knew what he did. He says, "I really don't think so." And then I said, "Yes, they did. You sent me a code that didn't work, and yet my account is now suspended because I disputed it with my bank. You need to fix this. You should be suspended, not me. I did nothing wrong." And this was yesterday, and the guy never responded to me. And he obviously seen it because he responded before in 8 minutes, and he's a seller, so he's seen it. I know he did. But he won't ever respond to me, So I get suspended, I get scammed, and my account gets suspended. We're not done yet, okay? So let me show you this as well. So I have 3 accounts, okay, guys? 3 accounts I'd made because 2 of them got suspended. My original account is my original email, which is BrandonJohnson@yahoo.com, okay? We'll try to log in with that. Your account has been suspended due to a violation of our rules and policy. This is the first thing I got to try logging in because it kicked me out. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, this has to be a glitch. Like, why? And let's click on go to support hub, okay? So unhelpful. It just says use your own network. Don't use any VPNs. Try mobile internet connection. Delete. None of that is helpful, okay? And then if your payment failed multiple times in a short period, wait a few hours before trying again. And then, okay, obviously this is... And any payments I try to make my alternative account, it banned that too. Hold on, so I'll show you. So then it says, obviously this is not the issue. It's more than my browser or using a VPN. They actually suspended my account because I disputed my bank, or the seller, reported me. I don't know. I don't know how that's even possible. I have proof, which I showed you guys and I showed them, which I'm gonna tell you in a second, that I got scammed. But yet my account gets suspended. And they said, you please contact their email. Okay, so I contact their email, which I'll show you in a second. Why do I not seem surprised? It's been literally, I think, 20 hours, and yet I sent them an email and got no response, right? So that's kind of annoying. So I sent them an email, and I got no response from their email, okay? But I did send them a message on G2A support, and I did get a message back from them. I'm going to share that with you guys right now. Before I do that, what I did when I got banned, first thing I did when my account got suspended due to violation of our rules and policies. Well, yeah, I got scammed and I disputed, so yeah, I'm breaking the policies. That's BS, and that's so wrong and messed up. I hope everybody sees this video because this is disgusting how they do their service to a customer. Okay, whatever. So then I create another account, okay, and I create the account, and then when I log in, I try to buy like a code or something like that, and then it says like payment denied, and then it kicks me out, and then I try to log back in, and it says that they suspended that account too. So for breaking their rules and policies. I'm like, I guess part of the rules and policies is if you one account gets suspended, you can't create any other accounts, which is BS because I got suspended in the first place for doing nothing wrong, for being a victim of being scammed. So just to show you that, guys, I'll show you that. So here's my other account, which is BrendanJohnson@gmail.com. Okay, sign in. Oh, my account has been suspended as well. What? That's the dumbest thing. I'm just trying to buy a code. Like, that's all I'm trying to do. Buy a code. Like, use their service as a regular person. Like, it wasn't like I brought a code, it worked, and I disputed, I want my money back. You know, that's stupid. I brought 15, 20 codes from these people, and yet I dispute one code, one transaction for $10, and I show proof that I got scammed. Like, how's that, like, that's stupid. It wasn't like I disputed every single transaction. That's different, okay? And yeah, I can understand that. If I got the codes and I disputed every transaction, then then yeah, I should be suspended. But no, I got scammed. I disputed one transaction where I got scammed and I have proof of, and yet I'm the one getting screwed over. Alright, so now let me show you guys this. So I reach out to support, right? Here it is, G2A support, and I said I brought a code like I usually do each month, and this time the code said hasn't been activated. So I disputed the charge with my bank to get my money back since the code did not work, and now it's saying my account is banned or violating the terms. I am the victim, and yet my account gets banned. I even tried reaching out to the seller, and then they responded to me, and then it says up here their wait time is long, blah 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 blah. Okay, whatever. And then I say, now you guys suspended my other account for no reason. You know, what the heck? And they say, hello, thank you for contacting G2A buyer support. They said this when? They said this like 5 hours later. As your case is related to your G2A account, we will transfer your ticket to our specialist who will contact you back shortly to address your inquiry. In the meantime, thanks for your patience, G2A team. Okay, I don't know who you transferred me to. I thought this was whatever. Then I transferred me to somebody else. I said, okay, thanks, I'll be waiting. And then, how long ago was this? This was 3 hours ago. 3 hours later, they said, hello, thank you for the message. As per the records in our system, your last transaction has been reported by you as unauthorized to the payment service provider. Such transactions are considered fraudulent. Unfortunately, in this situation, it's not the final decision and can't be changed anytime in the future. First off, I called my bank. I didn't say it wasn't authorized. Never said that. I work for TD Bank. TD Bank, when they do an ACH dispute, they're very limited on the bank. I say we because I work for the bank. On what we can do, how we dispute it for the bank. I don't know how they dispute it, but I called and I told them I didn't say I got scammed. I said I didn't say this was fraudulent. I just said I got scammed. I said I brought a code, and when I brought the code, it didn't work, right? So pretty much disputed as you pay for something, but you didn't get your product or merchandise, whatever. Okay, so that's not being. If it was fraudulent, then my account would have to be closed down and all that kind of stuff because it means someone else made the transaction. I never disputed like that. First off, so that's the biggest lie ever. And then I say, no, not true. The code I was sent did not work. I reached out to the seller and he didn't respond, so I called my bank and told them that the code did not work. I never said I didn't authorize their transaction. I told them I purchased a code and the code didn't work. You guys are wrong. This entire situation is so messed up. And I said, and I started looking through my photos, and luckily I had the picture. Think about it for a second. If I didn't have this evidence, right, these pictures and all that of me getting completely scammed, not only would I be like, yeah, I got the money back, but not only would I be out of the money if I didn't dispute it, I got permanently suspended and banned from using a service that I used 20 times before and did a lot of business with them just because I get scammed. How screwed up is this? Then luckily I went through all my stuff and then I said, here you go. I kept all the proof. Thank God. Here it is. So tell me again how I'm wrong. Right? And that was, they responded, 3 to 4 hours? This was back at about 6 hours ago. And no response. So then I said, here's a proof that I reached out to the seller. I redeemed the code and the error it gave me. And a timestamp of the date I tried redeeming the code, which was on August 7th. And I brought the code on July 30th. I just haven't used it until August 7th. This is all the proof that I was given a code that did not work, like I've been telling you. You suspended my account even though I got scammed. What kind of nonsense is this? You should suspend the sender's account for scamming me, which started all this in the first place. Thank God I had proof or I would be screwed. How messed up is that? The seller stopped responding to me, which I can send you proof of, is why I called my bank to dispute it. So I tried doing the right thing, but your seller knew what he did and did not want to work with me. And I sent all the screenshots I showed you, I pretty much just put here. And then I said, I literally would have just have taken a loss for the $10 if I knew it was going to cause all this dang trouble. That's it. Never responded to me. So that's where I'm at right now. This is disgusting service. I hope everybody can see this video because I like G2A. I used, they have good prices, better prices, and so that's why I use them. But yet this is ridiculous. Like this is disgusting, and this is why everyone should always keep proof of their transactions and do screenshots, take pictures, to do notes, to always do stuff, because this is a perfect example why. If I didn't have any of these I don't know what's gonna happen. More likely my account will stay banned even though I did nothing wrong. Right, whatever. Like, this is like BS and this is disgusting and wrong, right? But like, what am I gonna do about it? Okay, but still, like, think about if I didn't have any of this proof, I would get nowhere. Like, it would be like, oh, goodbye. Like, what kind of research investigation did you guys even do in the first place? But like, now I have all this proof, so I'm really curious to see what they're gonna send me back. And yeah, so if this video ends and you guys don't see anything else, just know I will keep you updated. Comment down below for an update, and I will. And I'm gonna make probably a part 2. Or maybe I'll just wait until they respond. I'll probably wait till they respond. So yeah, we'll see what they say back.